Hello all and welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well. This is going to be another quickfire update looking at Hedera or HBAR, and I'll also touch on XRP or Ripple at the end of this video as some news is divulged regarding their case with the SEC. First things first, let's look at Hedera. What's the latest news? The Hedera roadmap has just been updated, and you'll all be glad to know that in the Q2 of 2022 section of their roadmap, that the Enable Staking Rewards program is still in here, so we can still look forward to staking rewards in Q2 of 2022 as part of their decentralization motive, which is fantastic. Not only that, there has also been some news from SaucerSwap. I've covered them previously on the channel. Check out my other videos. These will be the first mover in the Hedera ecosystem space for decentralized exchanges or DEXs. And they're mentioning their weak nuclear NFT and perks will be revealed on Thursday, February the 10th. So expect a video from me on this as soon as it goes live. I'll be covering more as more information gets released. This is a big opportunity to get involved in the ecosystem's development from a very, very early stage. Like I said, I've got a previous video looking more at SaucerSwap on the channel. Flick back through the videos and take a look. I also found this interesting article over on Reddit, on the Hedera subreddit, where Racing Like a Pro now just has a brief sort of thought experiment regarding the tokenomics of HBAR and its value in relation to transaction fees for organizations in particular. So it basically looks at how we all know that the Hedera transaction fees are set in fiat USD, so 0.0001 USD. which are then paid in HBAR. So the exchange rate between fiat and HBAR is updated regularly to reflect the current market rates. So what this effectively means is that the more HBAR that organizations accumulate now effectively ends up benefiting them in the long run in terms of their power of API calls in reducing transaction fees. So if we look here, for example, at the start of Feb 2022, API calls per HBAR, or a transaction effectively on HBAR, were around 0.25 divided by the transaction fee, which is 2,500. Enterprise A, so this is going through the scenario effectively. Enterprise A has enough fuel, i.e. they have 100,000 tokens they purchased to do 250 million transactions on the network the day they bought it. Let's get into the theoreticals. The price of HBAR hypothetically rises over 1 year to 0.75 USD in, say, Feb 2023. To keep the transaction fees at 0.0001 USD per API call, the figure for Feb 2023's API calls per HBAR is now 0.75 over 0.0001, which equals 7,500. So Enterprise B in 2023 wants to have enough initial HBAR to do the 250 million calls on their application, which is launching soon. They will also spend $25,000. Enterprise A, however, who has been holding 100,000 tokens for a year, is now ready to release their application, but now has the capacity to do 750 million API calls rather than the 250 million. Of the other Enterprise B. So this just goes to show that if we assume that the price of HBAR will continue to increase, which is a fairly safe assumption, it is an incredibly good idea for organizations to bank HBAR early, or effectively continue to accumulate at these lower prices. And this may be why we are seeing the kind of price movement sort of track sideways, or has been tracking sideways, is that the HBAR Foundation is obviously releasing some of the additional supply that they have because it's not fully circulated yet, and potentially a lot of it's just being gobbled up at low rates by these organizations, potentially council members such as FPOS, which I covered in the previous video, and Google, which I've touched on quite a number of times now. They have a lot of connections to Hedera as well as being on the governing council. So a nice little article, I'll sort of link this in the description, but it just goes to show that the scalability of HBAR and these early adopters will benefit the most from this project. The last thing I wanted to touch on was Ripple and how XRP, and how it has gained 30% after they get permission to explain fair noticed events versus the SEC. So this is sort of really good news because this is effectively enabling Ripple or XRP to move into the second phase of the case where things are going to start happening. This also, I think, comes as a time as to where the SEC's case against XRP is beginning to wane, and we may see a conclusion of this very, very soon. Let's hope, as this altcoin season begins to play out, that XRP doesn't lag behind the rest of the pack effectively, and the price will surely reflect that going into the future. So we can see here the co-founder of the crypto wallet service Mindplex ignored the downside warnings, asserting that the end to a long-standing court battle between the SEC and Ripple would prove bullish for XRP. With the anticipation the SEC-induced legal battle alleging the status of XRP as a security will be settled this year, i.e. 2022, the current buy-ups can be seen as an avenue to stack up a discount for possible price surge in the longer term. He said, adding, should the current trend be sustained, XRP's community ambitious backing can help push the cryptocurrency to hit a new monthly high of 0.88 cents per coin. So there's a lot of bullish sentiment here for XRP and the case with the SEC. I think it looks ever increasingly likely that XRP will probably win this case against the SEC, and we will see some very, very positive price movements towards the upside once this concludes. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, there'll be more videos on the channel regarding HBAR and DEXs coming soon. Drop a like if you liked. Please consider subscribing if you'd like to see content of this sort. Drop a comment if you've got something to say. Cheers all.